Welcome back to Garage Gym Gainz, friends. My name's Ricky, and this is the home to pretty much everything home gym related. The main thing that we look at is other people's home gyms. It's a lot of fun, and we talk about what we like about their home gyms. So if you're in the mood to get some inspiration from some random people on the internet that you haven't met before, but you have something in common with, then hit the subscribe button and stick around for this video because it's an exciting one. We're taking a look at Joe's home gym. He has been on the channel before, almost a year ago, I think. Maybe I'll double check that. Either way, it's been quite a while, more than half a year for sure, before I took that big hiatus. But Joe has one of the most impressive smaller gyms on the channel. You'll remember it having the free motion cable machine in there. But it's an 11 by 11 and he has about 20 grand wrapped up in it. And that's a lot of money for a not very big space. So I think you're really gonna like it. We're gonna get right into it and see what upgrades he's made.
Hey guys, this is Joe. I'm gonna give an updated tour to the basement home gym that I gave from the previous video on Garage Gym Gainz. Got some new equipment. For those who haven't seen the previous one, I have an 11 foot by 11 foot home gym space, which is pretty maxed out before, and I've actually maxed it out even further. Just to preface the tour, everything in here is not necessarily ideally what I'd want, but it was all taken into consideration given the space that I have. So I have low ceilings, 84-inch high ceilings, and like I said, an 11 by 11 space that doubles as a storage closet. So all of the decisions that were made were mostly to maximize space, not necessarily get the best quality or exactly what I'd want to get as far as machines. But I had to do with what I had space for, so I tried to maximize the use of the space as much as possible. So I'll go ahead and get started.
I'm very excited for this. His home gym was insane before, so I really have no idea what he could have added.
Try to highlight more of the updated stuff and less of the stuff that was in here previously. So starting out over here in this corner, this is new from the last update. I got the Titan Roman chair hyperextension bench combo. Mainly because it folds up and I can kind of store it wherever. So that's a newer addition.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't realize that folded like that. That is fantastic. Just pop it out when you need it. It's not a piece of equipment that you're going to have a ton of weight on. So the folding mechanism and the pivot is probably plenty strong enough. If it was a machine, so as soon as you start using more weight, I don't really like the folding designs, but with something like that, totally going to be fine.
The last tour. Highlighted previously on the PRX storage system here, I'd have a 6-foot York barbell. 6 foot because the spacing in my gym is so small that the traditional Olympic barbell sizing length is too much. So I use this for squats mostly. The Valor Fitness multi-grip and a cap hex barbell for some variety. Got some heavier bands hung here from Elite FTS, some chains for accommodating resistance, dip belt and deadlift belt. The hamstringers from Spudding that I use on my cable system that I'll show for some usually lying leg curls or standing leg curls. Some different collars. These are newer Rogue Oso aluminum collars that I picked up in some Prolock ones. And these I use from Elite FTS just for the chains for accommodating resistance for some of the movements. And then I highlighted before the CAS handles from Prime Fitness on the last tour video that I really like. I have the thicker ones and the smaller diameter ones. All right, so pretty much the centerpiece of the gym for me is this free motion dual cable cross. This was the best functional trainer I could find that would fit in this room. As you can see, it's pretty tight. The stacks go up to 70 pounds. It's a 4-to-1 cable ratio, so they're actually really smooth. So it works pretty well for me. And actually over in this corner, I have these gym pins hung up that I mentioned last time where you can add some additional weight to the stack. They hold, I think it's 445s that they hold, so you can go up pretty heavy on the stack. I think it goes to maybe 135, something like that, maxed out with the gym pins per stack. And I love this setup just for the ability to kind of fit different exercises to different people's structures, specifically my own. And these arms move up and down, out, and side to side, pretty much all manner of variety. So that was a big thing I needed for the functional trainer. This is a Valor Fitness squat box, or box squat, I guess. And then behind here, I have a fold-up sissy squat.
So I'm going to be completely honest and transparent. There for a little while, I definitely did think that the squat box was somehow attached to the machine, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that you have like a thing you stand on. And at first I thought it was like cool, and then next I thought, well, that doesn't really make any sense. And well, come to find out, it's just squat box. So
this is a Valor Fitness squat
that
box.
makes more sense.
Or box squat, I guess. And then behind here, I have a fold-up sissy squat that I use occasionally, but it helps get it out of the way. And then this wall control unit's just got a bunch of knee sleeves and wraps and things that I don't use too much. A pad for barbell hip thrusts, and some shoes for training, Peloton shoes, and some ankle cuffs that I use for different kickback variations on the cable machine. I got the PRX bands here, some of the smaller ones, or the Elite FTS bands on the PRX storage system here, some of the smaller ones. So this is my PRX squat rack setup, same as the last time on the tour. I got the dip station, the spotter arms. In order to squat in this, to not hit this free motion cable system, I showed last time I have these Lowe's structural pipes that I just add and bump out to let me step back far enough and still be spotted. And then I use the spotter arms to actually use as J-cups to unrack the barbells. That way I'm far enough back away from this, something I had to kind of sacrifice. Some new additions, I got these Iron Masters. I got them used and they were pretty beat up, so I actually spray painted them a different color just to be different. But I'm going to buy the 120 add-on kit. I got the heavy handles in here that bring it up to a 90-pound set. And then when I get the expansion kit, it'll bring them up to 135s. So that's my heavier dumbbell solution. And then my 1090s that I mentioned last time from Bowflex are just for the quick change if I'm doing supersets or drop sets. So I can kind of get the best of both worlds there. New addition also is this Rep AB3000. I replaced the old crappy Amazon fold-up bench with that. So this is my bench for the space.
I really like that for the most part you're able to keep that color scheme. Color's just a little bit different between the rack and the bench, but the bright blue, it looks good. If you wanted anything dark, I feel like it would make the space seem even a little bit smaller, so I like that you went with that bright blue.
I got the TRX bands and some random bands tucked back there, and then a homemade calf block back there just for some standing calf raises against the squat rack. Moving over here, so this is some new additions from the last time. I got the Titan linear hack squat because it's the only hack squat leg press style solution that could fit in this tight space of mine. And these are some Amazon heel wedges that I use to actually get some more knee flexion on here. So you set this up so that you can get a lot more knee flexion, and it sets up pretty much almost like one of those hack squats that's set up more less like the leg press, this inverted leg press, and more like a traditional hack squat. Crushes your quads, so that's the best way I found to get this thing to set up for quad movements. And then if I'm just doing a glute bias leg press, you can kind of set up this foot pad here accordingly, and then set up the back pad up. And I use my storage system back here just for bands to do some different resistance profiles and lighten up the bottom of the load. And then got the Titan Fitness Tibia anterior machine here, which I love just to use on days where I'm doing calves. I usually train the front of my leg in addition to the back. So that's a newer addition. I got this Kensui Easy Vest Max, which is a weight vest that actually accepts plates. So you could use Olympic plates to load it instead of using like additional weights, like sand weights or any of the other ones that the traditional vests have. Really like this just for pretty much everything. You can use body weight movements and make them harder, or step ups and lunges and stuff instead of holding dumbbells. Battle ropes are tucked back in here on a hook, and then I got a wall control unit here. Pretty much the highlight on this would be my Prime rotate handles, which I use on every back day. Highly recommend those. Other than that, band pegs and some miscellaneous things, and then some more collars for my leg extension that I'll show, which is a relatively cheap one. So had the Peloton, still have the same Peloton as highlighted in the last tour, tucked up here. It's a little bit of a tight space, so you got to move it around sometimes, but got to do what you got to do for an 11 foot by 11 foot space.
That monitor looks unbelievably large. I don't know exactly what size it is, but perhaps it's just the angle and the space. It looks massive, like huge.
And then I got the Valor Fitness CC4 leg extension leg curl. I used to do a homemade setup, but I found that this actually works so much better. What I usually do is I actually hook up the weight horn. In addition to using plates, I'll hook it up to the functional trainer, so I'll slide it over here. That way I can get a better resistance profile on it, so it doesn't lighten up at the bottom for leg extensions, and it's more even profile. And then same with the leg curls. I have some setups on the Garage Gym Reviews Facebook group, and I can also share some photos with Ricky to see if he can show those at the end of this video. But it's a really good setup. It makes it as close to a commercial machine as possible, and this is the smallest leg extension leg curl I could find for the footprint. So that's kind of why this one's here. I got the Concept 2 rower back here. Usually I'll just take this outside whenever I want to row.
Dang, I didn't even see it back there. It kind of blends in.
But it does fit in this space if I move everything around appropriately. And then over here, they got the wall control unit with the gym pins that I mentioned before. These are called performance pins. You can throw them on a cable stack, and basically when you touch the weight stack down after you're finished with your last rep, these pop out, and you can actually lighten up the weight without having to remove the pin up. There's some videos on YouTube of it, but I highly recommend those for people who like drop sets. And then I got this gym pin D handle, which if you have since I have the dual arms on my functional trainer, it pretty much simulates that. But if you only have a single stack, you can, attach this to a single stack and then use the rotate handles to do different widths for like back movements or other things you can be creative with. Highly recommend that. I've used that at just regular gyms in the past before I got my own home gym. So these weight plates I actually upgraded. I used to have the Titan cast iron ones in the last home gym tour. These are urethane old GP 45s. I got some of them set up on the Titan over here. I think I have 5 sets, but I'm about to go buy a couple more from the person I bought these from. So they're used commercial ones from a gym. Highly recommend. They seem like they'll last me forever. And then since I didn't have a complete set, I got the American Barbell rubber coated 35, 25s, and 10s. And then I had some leftover 5s and 2.5s from another company previous that I bought them from. And then those are just some fractional plates just for loading some micro progressions on weights. I got the PRX unit here for the kettlebell, wall ball, or slam ball. I mean, I'm going to probably buy the Iron Master kettlebells just because I have all those Iron Master weights now and get that instead. And then up here I got the Titan Fitness multi-grip bar for pull-ups, and some Yes for All random Amazon handles that I use just to get some different varieties in some of the grips. Those rotate freely. Let's see. Other than that, I got the flooring. It's just a standard rubber flooring from Home Depot, covering everything. And then I got these lights up in the ceiling that were just Amazon LED lights just to help get it brighter in this room. And then
I always tell people one of the best aesthetic upgrades, motivation upgrades, if that's really a category, and the most cost-effective upgrades is throw some Amazon LED sticks up there on your ceiling. They're like 50, 60 bucks, and oh my goodness, does it make a massive difference, especially if you're in a basement or a garage that's not very well lit. If you have a bright area, you just feel more awake and honestly more motivated to lift. It feels more like a commercial gym, and either way, definitely one of the best upgrades that you can make to your home gym if you haven't already.
In the ceiling, I mentioned last time I use it to store stuff just to get things out of the floor. So some ab roller and some random foam rollers and yoga mats and things. And then I got some carabiners hanging there just for using the bands, and when I use bands and chains and things for squatting and deadlifting for accommodating resistance. And I think that's pretty much it on this tour. So I'll give a quick pan around again one more time. If anybody has any suggestions for things I could do better, differently, to fit as much as possible in the space, that would be amazing. I do have a plan to try to mod this to also include where the back pad goes all the way back for a full hack squat, to try to simulate the one with the pads on your shoulders, so I can get both varieties. Shouldn't be too bad. So if I do end up doing that, I'll share. Oh, and I actually forgot, I do have this little shelf freed up for myself. I have a custom calf block made just for the Titan that I did out of wood, so that way I can do calf raises on the Titan hack squat. Another homemade heel elevation wedge that I'll put in addition to the previous ones I mentioned on Amazon to get even more of an angle, to get more knee flex. Video kind of cut out there for a second, sorry. And then the prime solo wedges down here, a calf stretch block or calf stretcher, and some extra 10s to use for some various things that I had laying around from Titan. So that's pretty much it on the gym tour. If anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out, and hope you guys enjoyed.
Right on. Joe, thank you so much for sending in your home gym update. You made some really solid upgrades to the mix, but for a lot of people, this might be their first time seeing your gym at all. So everyone comment down below what your favorite part of Joe's home gym is, even if it's something that was already in there, so not just the new stuff but all the stuff that he mentioned on there. And while you're down there, don't forget, if you want to see your gym on the channel so that you can help spread your ideas to everybody else, go through the link down below. It takes you to the website and walks you through step-by-step how to put your gym on the channel. If you want to support the channel, you can buy through any of those affiliate links in the description or get yourself some new gym swag from the shop. Also, down below on the website. But anyways, my favorite part of Joe's home gym is still that free motion cable crossover. That thing is awesome, especially with adjustable arms. But if I had to choose a second, I would go with the Titan hack squat leg press combo-y deal because I think it's cool and I really like leg equipment. So we'll catch you on the next one.